Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be reviewing yet another episode of the 7th season of the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. It being the Back to the Future season, I should say.
Yes! Yes!
And this episode is called Something Wicked. So the video episode starts out with essentially Donatello finds out like how they can save Splinter, where Splinter's located, because that he's been like hard at work trying to locate Splinter, trying to figure out ways to rescue him ever since Spyro blasted Splinter when Splinter and the Turtles went back to the present. So long story short, what Spyro did was she blasted Splinter into million data bits and scattered him on in the data stream, data sphere on the internet. I'm just gonna call it the internet because I kind of forget the name that they used and on the internet. So the turtles, like Donatello, even like has invented this way of getting into the internet, so they can get the pieces of Splinter because he's in data bits, like I said earlier. So this entire season is essentially going to be about how like essentially the turtles go into cyberspace multiple times to get Splinter's data bits so they can restore Splinter 100%. So as the turtles are making their way to Splinter's data bits, they meet Shredder. And I gotta say, the guy who voiced the Shredder in here, he made some money because he played Utrom Shredder, and that character, like that Shredder died, or not died, but he got defeated, and that version of him is now imprisoned in a different world by the Utroms, I might add. And then we got Demon Shredder, which is I guess the original Shredder, and then now we're getting Cyber Shredder, which is the data version of Utrom Shredder. And they do explain in this episode that Utrom Shredder digitally like upload himself on the interweb, his consciousness or a copy of himself on the internet. So that way if anything happened to him in real life, a part of him will still be able to like come back and wreak havoc on New York, the Turtles, and whoever threatens against this foot. So the Turtles and Shredder fight. They get their butts handed to them. They escape barely. Then Donatello says, "We need anything like Cybernox. I also in your little gauntlet have this like battle armor for us, as well as like vehicles that we used earlier and weapons." So Leonardo, Raphael, and Michelangelo, when we do find this Master Splinter's data bits, they all essentially shield Donatello as Donatello's getting Splinter's data bits in case a Shredder comes and attacks them, which he does in this episode. And they essentially like are able to like get like these this particular set of data bits of Splinter and escape cyberspace. Um, escapes cyberspace, going back to the real world, I guess. And Donatello makes this remark, makes this stand that there we are not going to give up on finding the rest of the data bits for Splinter. He is going to come back as whole. And after that is explained, Man, we see Splinter coming back into the, I guess, like to a different part of the internet, data escape, and he like we hear him say, "Oh, the Turtles has a way, a portal to get back to into the real world." Interesting, and then hear him have this evil laugh, and that's when the episode ends. I do have to say, every single time I hear Back to the Sewers theme, I always jam. I know, like, what, this series has like three different themes. The main original theme song, the fast forward theme song, and the Back to the Sewers theme song, and even like the original theme song has like essentially two versions of itself, or I should say three, because one has the Rokusaki or the Utrom Shredder in it in the theme song, and then Karai is the Shredder in the theme song, and then after the Shredder, like Karai and Orokusaki saying like "Fear me" essentially. And then Michelangelo, like after they defeated the Shredder, the Turtles are on the foot headquarters with Michelangelo holding the Shredder's mask, saying "We shredded Shredder." So I know we get like three different versions of the first theme song, but like two more theme song theme songs for this Ninja Turtle series. But I gotta say, the Back to the Sewers theme song, out of the like three songs or five if you want to count like the different versions of the original theme song for this series to be their own separate entities. Back to the Sewers theme song is my favorite. I'm sorry. I know this has nothing to do with the episode per se in progression, but nah. I gotta say that I forget if I said this in the first episode. Oh, the Back to the Sewers season, but I do like this art style. I think this art style also complements the turtles as a whole. I personally, my favorite art style of the Turtles in this series, out of the three art styles they got, between the Back to the Service season, the Fast Forward season, and the the seasons thrown through five seasons of the all three Turtles, I prefer the seasons one through five art style of these Turtles more. But I do like how this season of the Turtles the Back to the Sewers that season gave the turtles pupils because the fast forward seasons and the seasons one through five did not have these turtles have pupils. I really do enjoy that these turtles have pupils this season around, and they kind of doing the Turtles Forever movie as well. So I do like the art style. I do like how they're back in the present, not in the future, because I wasn't a huge fan of them being in the future. Um, I do like the concept of this season so far. Um, how we have to go to Day Escape to find Splinter, and they're using the internet as a pathway. Like, what would be what would the internet look like inside the mainframe? So they do. I do dig that. I like I said, the actor who played the Shredders must be getting a lot of money at the time because he played like three different versions of the same character. And I do remember when this show originally aired back in the day, 20 years ago, that my well, yeah, it started 20 years ago. That my brother was saying to me that this show kind of made him into like them resurrecting characters. Because this show with the Shredder, they kill him off, only to reintroduce him as a different version of the Shredder. They killed that version of the Shredder off, only to reintroduce him as a different version of himself, right? They killed that person off. And then essentially they bring back the original Shredder that we got introduced to back, only to get that Shredder killed off. And I can only imagine that the 2003 series kept going, that we will have gotten another first on the Shredder. And the Arrow kind of did the same thing where they I should say the Arrow first also did the whole resurrection thing multiple times. So I can't understand where my brother's going with them resurrecting the Shredder like 4,000 times essentially. Now that kind of put him off to like them keep bringing like characters that we already seen the heroes defeat back. So I get where he's coming from with that, but like I said, this is my favorite season of the all three series. But I'm gonna shut up because I already been yapping for like 11 minutes now. What do you guys think? If you guys have seen the third episode of the Back to the Sewer season 7 of the all three Turtles, Something Wicked. What do you guys think of this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. If you got one other, I will talk to your fellow mutants later. Later, taters.